Hi everybody, welcome and thank you for joining me on my latest YouTube video. This video is sort of like a follow-up to the one that we did yesterday about the unofficial CDs of the British EPs. Just bear with one sec. Now I've had lots of comments, people thanking me for doing it, explaining what those CDs were, which as I thought they were unofficial, and the Dr. Ebberts, I think it's called, but they were actually Japanese versions of it. So somebody did mention, have you ever done a video on your EPs, your vinyl EPs? Well, the straight answer is yes and no, to be honest, because I did do a video on the Blue Box reissue EP set from the late 70s, early 80s, but I don't think I've ever done one on my main EPs that are in this big box that this laptop is on top of. So I thought that for this one today I will show you some. I will apologise because it could be a long video. I will try to make it as quick as I can. Excuse me, but please, do bear with me if you can, because there's some interesting variations and things like that in it. There's a lot of duplicates in it as well. I have mislaid one of my British EPs. I cannot find the Yesterday EP unless I haven't looked properly just out there, because I did get these out very, very quickly. So the first EP is the Beatles Hits, which was released in 1963, and the catalogue number, for those that you like things like that, is GEP 880. This has actually got some writing on the back just there, which I don't know if you can see or not, and it has got a name. Flip back sleeves. In all honesty, it's not that bad. It is an original. If you look carefully, which I don't know if you're going to actually see, it has got a KT tax code just there, which I don't know if you're going to see. It does have the Parlophone Co. limited text around it, and made in Great Britain. So that's side one, and that is side two. Original ones from 1963 didn't have the sold in the UK text apparently. So there's that one, which isn't exactly in brilliant condition, but it is a playable copy. Then there's this one, which is a lot better. Again, same catalogue number and everything. Again, an original first pressing. I think, he says. Mono. Most of these are mono. This too has got a KT tax code in the middle, but it is very, very faint, and it has got the Parlophone Co. limited on both sides, because some of them will have Parlophone, and if they're slightly later copies, some will say the Gramophone Co. And sometimes you get them with different labels on different sides. This one is virtually in mint condition, by the way, this. I did have a quick look on eBay this morning, and I was actually quite amazed for how much these are going for now. For the original ones, even the reissues, you're talking 20-25 quid sometimes. A battered up copy of, say, this or Twist and Shout is probably going to cost you a few quid. But for anything in condition like that which is very good plus at least, you're talking 25-30 quid. Then there's this one. This one is a little bit special. Although it looks the same. Those with a keen eye, we'll see it says Odeon there, and this is actually a Japanese version. Same songs. So you get From Me to You, Thank You Girl, Please Please Me and Love Me Do. And this is actually on red vinyl. Translucent red. And I wouldn't even guess how much that one's worth. Well, I say I wouldn't guess. I know what they're going for. A lot of money. I saw one on eBay this morning, although it was in Japan, and it was going for Bear with us one sec. £55. You'll have to excuse me because I'm doing this on my phone, but I've got my laptop set up and my phone is on my laptop, if that makes sense. I can get a better angle, so I thought we'd get this background in it for a change. And I've got a light going through my laptop, so my laptop's got to be on, and then I've got another light here, so hopefully you're not going to get too much glare. Then we've got Twist and Shout. Oh no, hang on a minute, hang on. How's that gone like that? This is another the Beatles hits. Again, in so-so condition, acceptable condition. Again, this has got the Parlophone Co Limited on it, on both sides. Again, it is in acceptable condition. I wouldn't say it's as good as the other one, but I'd say that is worth roughly £10 to £15 in that condition. Maybe a little bit more on a good day. Not that I'm selling them, but I know some of you like to know what sort of prices things do go for in the UK, which in one way is like asking how long is a piece of string, because at the end of the day it's worth whatever somebody's prepared to pay for it. This is another one, but it hasn't got the original sleeve, so even if this was in mint condition, which to be honest it's not far off, isn't going to be worth as much as them. Very nice copy though, lovely playable copy. And that has got, that's weird. That is weird, because that's just got a K in the middle there, not KT or MT. It says K. Now that's strange. Again, lovely plain copy. Probably not worth much more than a £5 though, to be honest, without the sleeve. This is probably the most common one that you can get in the UK. But again, to find one in really nice condition, you know, you will have to look fairly hard. This is Twist and Shout, again, came out in 1963. This is 8882. So the songs on this is basically songs from the album Please Please Me. So you've got Twist and Shout, A Taste of Honey, Do You Want to Know Secret, and There's a Place. Again, you've got your flip backs. Watching a video the other day, and it was a chap from England, and he didn't call them flip backs, he called them something else, but I've always thought they were called flip back sleeves. Again, this has got the KT tax code in the middle there, which you probably aren't going to see, or you might do. And this has got the Parlophone Co Limited on the outside perimeter on both sides. Again, this is actually in nice condition. The sleeve's not in too bad a condition either, or cover. Probably worth around the £10 mark. Maybe, just maybe, a little bit more. This is another one. I said I was going to go through and just show you the best, but I think I might as well just show me all. No writing or anything on this. This might be a later copy. Yeah, this is a reissue from the 80s. Although it looks very, very similar. So you've still got the yellow and black Parlophone label, but it doesn't say made in Great Britain anymore there. On the outer perimeter it says EMI Records there. Don't know if you can see that. And then it will say made in Great Britain just there. But there's very, very similar, aren't they? Again, that is virtually mint condition. Again, probably worth between the £15 to £20 mark, and it's got the flip back still. I'm trying to think what that bloke called him yesterday, because I thought, well, I've never heard him called that. I think it was a chap called Andrew Dixon, if I've got it right, and he was actually reviewing the Revolver box set. And where I say flip back sleeves, he said something different, and it's going to bug me now what he said. This is more of a battered up copy. This is the sort of thing you could probably pick up at a flea market or a second-hand shop, or a, as you call in America, a thrift store. It is in nice I mean, it's in acceptable condition. It is all complete. There's no rips or anything in it. He says. And see on that one, see the difference where it says made in Great Britain there, and then you've got the Parlophone Co Limited there. And I don't think, and that one hasn't got a tax code on it. Nice condition though. Perhaps being a little bit unfair on that one probably is in a little bit better condition than what I thought it was, to be honest. That one is probably, again, worth around the £15 to £20 mark. Probably nearer the 15. Now we've got another copy of it. This is still Twist and Shout, but this is in poor condition. And this has got an M, but it's rare because it's got an MTK or MKT tax code in the middle, which I don't know why. But side 2, the label's crap on it, really is crap. But in all fairness, there is some marks on it, but I do know that still plays, and it plays nice, but it hasn't got the proper cover for it. So again, that's probably worth, say, £2 to £5, although it could be worth a little bit more with having that strange tax code, which some of you might be able to explain more to me, because some meant it was import tax or export tax or something like that. Right, now we go on to the Beatles #1. Why it's called the Beatles #1 I don't know, unless it was because when this came out the Please Please Me album was at #1. I don't know, because I saw her standing there, Misery, and a Go to Me in Chains, so you know it is songs from the Please Please Me album. Catalogue number for those that like them is GEP 8883. Again, in the flip back sleeves. Cover's not too bad, it's not brilliant, but it's not too bad. Again, you've got the Parlophone Co Limited on the outer text of the rim, and the made in Great Britain just there at the bottom. And again, this is this is a strange one. This has got an MT tax code. Can you see that? MT, which you did get on LP sometimes, but sometimes they're quite hard to find on an LP. MT tax code. Again, probably worth around the £5 to £10 mark. I actually paid £5 for that. Another one of Twist and Shout. No, Twist and Shout, sorry. Beatles #1. Right, this is an alternative take of the Please Please Me cover as well. Well, that looks identical, it's not. So you've got the same songs and everything on it. This one has got a KT tax code on it. Very, very faint. I don't think you're going to see that. And it has actually got quite a nasty scratch just there. But it does play. Does play. Depending on what sort of record player you've got, you know, it plays okay on my record decks. Again, probably worth around the £5 mark, although the cover for this one is actually better than the other one. I hope you're still with me. I did say it might be a long video. I've only got 642 more to look at. No, I haven't got that many. This is another one of the Beatles #1 EP. This one is in poor condition though, but you can clearly see the KT tax code there, can't you? And it's still got the Parlophone Co Limited on the outer rim. Side 2's okay though. Strange, isn't it, tax codes and things like that. Then we've got, this is probably one of the hardest ones to get, believe it or not, in anywhere like nice condition. And this is All My Lovin'. And this has basically got a few songs from well, it's actually got 2 songs from with the Beatles, and then it's got Love Me Do and Ask Me Why on it, which always seems a bit strange to me. This is 8891. Again, you've still got your flip backs. Yeah, it's got KT tax code, which you're not going to see. KT tax code there. You've still got your Made in Great Britain at the bottom, and you have got the Parlophone Co Limited on both sides still. Yeah, like I say, this is, for some reason, this is like one of the rarer ones to get. This, Yesterday and Nowhere Man are the hardest EPs to get in the UK. The last 2 probably because EPs didn't actually sell that well in 1966, and that, you know. But yeah, I mean, I think I've only got 1 copy of that. Long Tall Sally EP. When this came out in the UK, this was the actual only way you could get these 4 songs, because these 4 songs weren't actually on any other albums. Unfortunately, this has got a name on the back, L. Goldman, and it's GEP 8913. Quite a nice photo there, though, isn't it? Much copied, isn't it? Again, you've got your flip back sleeves. This one actually isn't in that good a condition, this cover. Again, you've got your KT tax code and your Parlophone Co on both sides. And this one has actually got sold in the UK, subject to price, retail conditions on them there. Just a look. In actual fact, the disc isn't in that bad a condition. That's not in that bad a condition, really. It's just the thing that puts it down is having a name on it, which to me doesn't matter. I always think if you're collecting original records, some of them will have names on it because people used to take them to parties and things like that. So to me, it's part of the history of that record. But a lot of the purists will say, "Oh, that's devalued that by X amount of pounds," which probably has. I don't know. Another copy. This is in nice condition. I can't actually see any tax codes on this, but you have still got the Made in the UK, sold in the UK text again. You've got the Parlophone Out of Him credits and the Made in Great Britain there. That one is actually in nice condition, to be honest. This is probably one of the most this and Twist and Shout are probably the most common ones to find. And in the UK, you'll pay anywhere, depending on how nice condition. I mean, the sleeve isn't brilliant. I'd say the sleeve's only good, but I'd say the record is a very good or a very good plus. Oh yeah, the track listing on this was Long Tall Sally, I Call Your Name, Slow Down and Matchbox. Yeah, like I say, you pay anything from £1 to about £20 for that. Excuse me 1 sec while I just have a drink of coffee in my Cavern Club mug. This is another copy. Unfortunately, this has got it's had a sticker or something on there. A track listing. This sleeve is, apart from that, this sleeve is actually in nice condition in that one. And the record isn't. Again, KT tax code, which I don't think you're going to see. It's got a few like marks on it. They're not feelable. You see the KT tax code now? No. Again, you've got the Parlophone Co Limited text around the out of him. It's not bad. Perhaps you got that on it, haven't you? Again, probably if you're going to buy it around the £5 mark. Another one. This one is actually in quite nice condition. This is a slightly later copy. Although you've still got the made in Great Britain there, right, you haven't got sold in the UK text anymore, right, but you have actually got the Gramophone Co Limited text now instead of Parlophone. Just there, look. That's it. So I'd say that's probably a late 60s pressing. Now we've got one. This is still Long Tall Sally. This time it's in a reproduction Parlophone sleeve. It's not the original sleeve. This one's got the Parlophone. That's got Parlophone on it. Parlophone credit, sorry. But now that one has still got the sold in the UK text, which you can't see very good on there. But that is actually in quite nice condition. That is, I'd say that's a very good plus easy. Unfortunately, it hasn't got the original cover. But some people say, well, it's still worth something because it's in that Parlophone sleeve. But that's not an original Parlophone sleeve, it's a reproduction. I say reproduction because you can still buy them on eBay and places like that. And they're not a lot, something like 15 quid for 10 or something, which if you've got a lot of old Parlophone singles and then like really crappy paper sleeves, white paper sleeves, it's easier just to go out and get some of them. Right, this one is extracts from the film A Hard Day's Night. Again, unfortunately it hasn't got the sleeve to it, but I do know I've got a sleeve somewhere for this one. So this will, no, that's still got the Parlophone credit on the outside. Yeah, so you still got Parlophone credit on the outer rim. KT tax code again. So you've got I Should Have Known Better and If I Fell on side 1. Then on side 2 you've got Tell Me Why, and then you've got And I Love Her. Bear in mind this is extracts from the film. It's not too, I'd say that's only good. That's probably worth about £5 if you was going to sell it, which I'm not. There's a reason why I'm saying what these are roughly worth, which we'll come to at the end. This is another one, but this time it is in the Parlophone reproduction sleeve, and I know the reproductions because I put them in this. Very, very faint KT tax code. So it's the same tracks. I Should Have Known Better, If I Fell, Tell Me Why, and then And I Love Her. But this is a slightly better copy. Well, it's a lot better copy actually. So that is in very good plus, easily very good plus. Hope you're still with me. I actually haven't got that many more to do. That is another one. Exactly the same as the one we've just seen. Yeah, it's still got the Parlophone Co Limited. I thought I had one where it said Parlophone Co Limited on one side and the Gramophone Co Limited on the other. That label's not as good, but the actual record is in really, really nice condition. Yeah, probably worth between £5 and £10. Probably nearer the £5 though, to be honest. Then we've got extracts from the album A Hard Day's Night. So on this one you've got Any Time at All, I'll Cry Instead, Things We Said Today, and When I Get Home. Oh, the catalogue number for that, this extracts from the film A Hard Day's Night is GEP 8920, and this one is GEP 8924. So you get any time at all. I'll cry instead. Things were said today and when I get home. Again, it's not too bad a condition for saying it's 58 years old, isn't it? Still got your flip backs. Again, this one still says the Parlophone Co on it, and they're sold in the UK tax credit. Side 2 has got a very, very dominant KT tax mark. You see that? Just there, look. That's what I mean. That's where they were stamped. And you did get some that didn't have a push. That's classed as a push out centre. So if you had a jukebox, you could actually push that out and play it on a jukebox. In America, most of your records didn't come with centres, did they? Again, that one in a sleeve, believe it or not, it's quite hard to find an original. When I say original, I mean original 1960s pressings. It might not be a first pressing, but it's original 60s pressing. Then we've got the Beatles Million Sellers. This is GEP 8946. So on this you've got She Loves You, I Want to Hold Your Hand, Can't Buy Me Love, and I Feel Fine. And it does actually give you some of the older ones. This has got a very, very dull feel to it, although that bit is okay. But if I remember rightly, yeah, this is the rare one, because on the label it doesn't say the Beatles Million Sellers. It says the Beatles Golden Discs. This is the one that is actually quite rare. Not dead rare, but... And you've got the Gramophone Co there, look. Instead of Parlophone Co. You've still got Made in Great Britain at the bottom. But you've got that, the Beatles Golden Discs on both sides. Which was originally what this was going to be called, I think. So it's not in the wrong sleeve. That is exactly how it came. So that's She Loves You and I Want to Hold Your Hand, look, just to prove it. And then Can't Buy Me Love and I Feel Fine, which is the exact same track listing as that. And that one is actually quite hard to find. It's not impossible to find, but it is actually quite hard to find. Then we've got Nowhere Man, because I can't find the yesterday one. This is GEP 8952. So you've got Nowhere Man, Drive My Car, Me Show, and You Won't See Me. And you've still got your flip back sleeves. It's not bad, it's just a bit of stain in there. This one is actually quite hard to find as well. No tax code on this. So that is side 1. And then that is side 2. Again, in very acceptable condition. I'd say very good to very good plus. The thing that makes this one slightly worth more is because of the sleeve. The sleeve is hard to find. It's annoying me now where yesterday's gone. So now I've got it. This is the original UK mono double EP for Magical Mystery Tour. I won't bother getting this out, to be honest, because you've probably all seen it anyway. And it is the one with the blue lyric sheet, which means it is original 1960s pressing. Again, to find one of these in anything like intact condition, which this is quite hard. Usually they've either got the wrong, they haven't got the lyrics in, or the yellow lyric sheet or the white lyric sheet, which means it's a later pressing. I will show you. And it should have a wavy sleeve. Doesn't matter if it's a white sleeve or a black sleeve, it should actually have a wavy sleeve. So this is MMT A1, Magical Mystery Tour. Again, you get the Gramophone Co, made in Great Britain and sold in the UK, subject to retail price conditions. So you've got Magical Mystery Tour and Your Mother Should Know on side 1. And then on side 2, you've got the classic I Am the Walrus. Cuckoo, cuckoo. And this is how we originally got Magical Mystery Tour in the UK. We didn't get the album officially until 1976, and that's how it goes in. It goes, there's a thing there where you slide your record in. Like I say, it is a 2-record set, this. Again, in the wavy sleeve look. So this is a slightly different catalogue number on this. This is MMT B1 and B2. So you get yeah, you get the Fall on the Hill and Flying, and then you get Blue Jay Way. Sitting here in Blue Jay Way, please don't be long. Please don't you be very long. Please don't be long. Don't be long. Don't be long. So that is the UK version. And then this one I did feature a few weeks ago. This is actually the German version of it. Slightly different coloured sleeve look. Unless that one's been caught in the sun, I don't know. But every British copy I've ever seen that's been more like that. But I do know this is an original German one. The backs are identical. Although again, the British one is more dull. Same contents and everything. I'll just get one of these out, otherwise we're going to be here all day, aren't we? So these are on the green Odeon label. And of course it's got a completely different catalogue number as well. So that is side 1, Magical Mystery Tour and Your Mother Should Know. And this is in stereo, by the way, this one. And then you've got I Am the Walrus. I won't bother getting the other one. Shall I just get the other one out just to show you? Yeah, may as well while there, haven't we? In for penny, in for pound, as they used to say. Love, strange film to watch actually, Magical Mystery Tour. It was classed as a flop, wasn't it, when it was released by the BBC in their wisdom. On telly, that's the Fall on the Hill and Flying. And then Blue Jay Way. Yeah, the BBC decided to air this in December 1967. Bear in mind it had been made in colour and everything. So what did the BBC do? They broadcast it in black and white. It actually got panned at the time. Not the music, the actual film. Somebody, like the critics, or so-called critics, said there's no real story to it, blah de blah de blah. There's no acting in it. Which, honestly, there is, isn't there? The Beatles don't act much in it, fair enough. But then you've got that lady that played Ringo's auntie and things like that. Aunt Jess, was it? Aunt Jessie. You know. So there is people acting in it. The other criticism is it's just like a lot of promotional video films stuck together, which in a way today it is, but in 1967 it was just the Beatles' attempt to make a sort of what you'd call an art college film, or an alternative film, or psychedelic film, not necessarily with any like dialogue, because there isn't much dialogue in it, is there? And I think the scenes with the Beatles in it weren't actually sort of like rehearsed of what they was going to say. I think they basically made it up on the spot. I think the things with the professional actors, and I think they did have a script. So like I say, it was panned by the critics. I think New Year's Day in 1968, the BBC did actually rebroadcast it in colour, but the damage had been done by then. But then I did read that people like Steven Spielberg and people like that actually watched this, and that was what made them want to become film directors or involved in the movie industry. I might have got that bit wrong, but I'm sure that's right. But The reason I was saying roughly what these are worth, I mean, if you add all them together, you're probably talking, although there is a few multiple copies, isn't there? And each one is sort of like worth a little bit different to the other ones. You're probably talking, if you wanted to buy them today off eBay, similar copies, you know, I mean, there's nothing there that's absolutely crap. They're all playable copies. Some are near excellent. Some, I wouldn't say there's anything mint as such. There's a couple that are mint minus. There's some that are in good condition, some good plus, you know, things like that. If you was to go and buy them off eBay, you'd be talking best part of £300, right? But obviously, if you bought them off eBay, you wouldn't want multiple copies, would you? But this is what I'm saying. It's like I looked this morning, and the cheapest I could see, the Blue Box EP vinyl version, which remember is reissues, was 250 quid. So this is the thing about box sets: are they worth getting or not? In my humble opinion, it's nice to have both. Then I have got the CDs I showed yesterday, which in some ways sound better than these. But then again, as they always used to say, a CD is more clearer than a record. I mean, you can go out and buy a brand new record, can't you? And if you don't treat it right, which bear in mind, when these were bought, people didn't think records were made to last, so they just used to play them to death. They used to have a spindle on your record player, and you could put loads of records on, and it'd like play one, and the other record would drop down on that one, play it again, and things like that. And I think you used to put up to about 10 records on some record players, so obviously it didn't do the records any good. So I think in one way we are very, very lucky that, you know, any of these records survive. Yes, they're sold in the millions. Most Beatles stuff, in all honesty, is not worth a great deal. Well, it is, you know. But some people think, oh, I've got 20 Beatles albums. I'm going to make thousands of pounds. Unless they're virtually unplayed, they're not worth as much as what people think. Unless there's spelling errors or a mispress and things like that. Then, but that's a completely different topic to do a video on. So I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope I haven't bored you too much. And it's just nice to know that, you know, some of these do still survive. Like I say, really they shouldn't, if you think about it. It was basically a throwaway product, wasn't it, in the 60s records. Not many people looked after them, but probably more than what we think, which is a good thing for Beatles fans and record collectors. I always do prefer to listen to Beatles singles and EPs in mono. It's just the way I've been brought up. And I think the CDs yesterday, most of them were in mono. The funny thing about the box set is, although it's a mono box set, bearing in mind that's the reissue from the late 70s, early 80s, they're all mono apart from Magical Mystery Tour, which they've put in a stereo version, which always made me laugh. And then you get that free EP and that, don't you? Well, say free. Was it free? Don't know. Supposedly bonus EP. Excuse me. So that's going to be it. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope I haven't bored you. But like I say, somebody did ask me if I'd done a video on the EPs that I've got, and I couldn't remember if I'd done one on it. I'm sure I haven't done one on the ones out of this box, but I had done the reissue box set. So as always, thank you to everybody that is liking my videos, leaving me comments, subscribing. Just a quick one once again, if you're not subscribed and you've liked this video, you know, just think about subscribing, because it is free, it doesn't cost you a penny. And until the next time, Beautiful Dave's going to say I love you all, and I do mean that. You all like my family, my friends. Everybody's welcome on my channel. I do know sometimes I make mistakes, but I do try and do them live, i.e. I don't edit them. I do occasionally do live streams, but my laptop is playing up at the minute. And yesterday we did have a bit of tidy up, so we've just got a little bit of a better background here, because usually I do them further down there. And that's going to be it. So until the next time, which I don't know when it's going to be, because after today I'm back at work. I'm doing lovely 12-hour shifts, so when I come home I'm that tired, you know. last thing I want to do is videos. I have ordered some stuff which hopefully will be here for the weekend, but whether I get to do one at the weekend or not, I don't know. But you know, look out for some more videos coming, because there's plenty of stuff that I've still got to show you, and most, you know, hopefully it is of interest to you. So until the next time, love and peace to you all. Look after yourselves, whatever you're doing. If you're in the UK, by the way, just be very, very careful if you're out and about, because it's very, very wet and it's chucking it down in Derby at the minute. So, you know, if you're driving and stuff, you know, just stay safe. So until the next time, it's Beatle Dave saying ta-ra for now, my ducks, and love to you all.